Today in this video, we're going to talk about teams that are likely not to make the playoffs. Some of these teams I think will improve. Some of these teams I think will take a step back. Here are the teams I'm going to name. These are only Power 4 teams for right now. This is for the 2026 season. Okay, teams that won't make the playoffs. The SEC. Ole Miss. Lost a lot of players from last year. A great team last year. I know they're going to be... They lost Lane Kiffin. It's just they're going to be rebuilding. I don't see Ole Miss making the playoffs. Now, Alabama, there is a possibility that Alabama does not make the playoffs. It's kind of 50-50 for Alabama. Yeah, this is going to be year 3 under Kalen DeBoer. This time, it'll be under his players and his staff because all the Nick Saban players are gone. So, Bama might have another year, a third year where Bama, they may not make the playoffs or they might. It's hard to say with Alabama because we don't know how they're going to be. We don't know the quarterback situation. Yeah, they made some moves on the offensive line, which that was great. So, we don't know. Florida. Florida's another team I don't see making the playoffs. I think Florida will probably improve, but I just don't think they're going to make the playoffs in year 1 under John Sumrall. They're under a new coach. I don't see how it's going to be. Another team, Missouri. Missouri's been a solid team under Eli Drinkwitz in the last few years. They just gotta beat the good teams in the SEC. That's Missouri's problem. They beat on the teams they should beat, but they cannot beat on the teams they shouldn't beat. They cannot beat on your Alabamas, your Georgias, your Texas, your Ole Miss, your Oklahomas. They can't beat those teams for some odd reason. And the obvious team is South Carolina. I think South Carolina will be better. I just don't think they'll be in the playoffs this year. I think they'll be better. And same with Auburn. I think Auburn's going to be better. I just don't think they'll make the playoffs. Now the Big Ten. Penn State. I don't see Penn State making the playoffs. I think they might be a little bit better. They're going to be under a new coach. They're going to be rebuilding. I think they'll probably sniff a bowl. That's all I could say about Penn State. Nebraska. Nebraska's got to get it together. I need to see a year where they need to really prove it. Yes, they made 2 bowl games in a row. That's good. First time in a while. But they're not a playoff team. Nebraska's not a playoff team. Another team is Illinois. I think Illinois is just maybe close to getting into the playoffs. Or they just lose at the wrong time. That's what I think of Illinois. Wisconsin, I just don't see it. Will they be better? It's hard to say. With Wisconsin and Luke Fickell's on the hot seat, he's got to get it together in Madison. Minnesota. Now, Minnesota, they're just a average team. I mean, if Minnesota had a solid roster, I think Minnesota could get in, but I don't think Minnesota's a playoff team right now. Out of the ACC, Virginia. I think Virginia's going to lose a little bit of players from last year. Can they make the playoffs? I don't know. The ACC is a crapshoot conference. Everybody knows that. Now, Clemson, it's not going to happen this year. It's going to be hard to say with Clemson. If they do use the portal correctly and use it, I think Clemson could get back in the playoffs. If Dabo can quit being stubborn, that would help when it comes to the transfer portal. Now, Duke, I don't think Duke's a playoff team right now. Along with NC State, I don't think they're a playoff team. I don't really trust those teams yet. Now, Pitt has potential. It's just Pitt. Pitt's been consistent, but we'll just see with Pitt. Now, Florida State, yeah, right, they're not making the playoffs. I just put them there just as a joke. Florida State ain't going to no playoffs. I don't even know if they'll get to a bowl game. I just put Florida State on there just for the fun of it. Just for the fuck of it. Now, the Big 12. Iowa State. Yes, Iowa State lost Matt Campbell, and they lost some players along with Matt Campbell heading to Penn State. They got a new coach, and I don't think they're a playoff team. Some Iowa State fans, some Big 12 people are saying, hey, Iowa State might pull it off, might surprise people this year. Well, it's a possibility, but I'm not a big believer in Iowa State. Arizona State. They lost Sam Leavitt. They're going to have to replace Sam Leavitt. I don't know if they'll be back in the playoffs this year. It's going to be hard to say. What are they going to be bringing in from the portal and recruiting? West Virginia. I don't see West Virginia making the playoffs. I think West Virginia will be a better team. Maybe 7-5, 8, maybe 7 or 8 wins, maybe 9. I think the Mountaineers are going to be better. They made some great moves in the portal. And along with their great recruiting class, one of the best recruiting classes in the Big 12, I think West Virginia is going to be better, but I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year. Another team, Kansas State, under a new coach. They lost some players. Kansas State might be rebuilding. So we'll see what happens. So I don't know about Kansas State. Then the last but not least, Oklahoma State. I mean, I think Oklahoma State is going to be better. But are they going to make the playoffs? That's a little far stretch. We're going to have to see under year one under Eric Morrison what he brought in from North Texas. I think they'll be a better team. Maybe a bowl team. I think they'll be a surprisingly better team, but I don't know about a playoff team. But those are the teams that I don't think will make the playoffs. Some of these teams I think will get better or regress. So this is my video. Like, subscribe, share, comment, show people who you know and stuff like that. And I appreciate the support I get. May not be a whole lot, like, you know, a bunch of people, but I appreciate what I get. And I'll see you later.